Hi, I'm Bailey, and you know me from our other videos. Uh, I'm just making this one by myself. Lydia's not here right now, but this is a little more serious Random Mama's video. It's not really random. I just kind of felt like I needed to do it or something. I found this email my mom had printed out, and I read it, and I had just gotten home from church, and I'm just home by myself. And I just kind of felt like I needed to share it with someone because it kind of made me think. It's called A Penny. It says, "You always hear the usual stories of pennies on the sidewalk being good luck, gifts from angels, etc. This is the first time I've ever heard the twist on the story. Gives you something to think about. Several years ago, a friend of mine and her husband were invited to spend a weekend at the husband's employer's home. My friend, Arlene, was nervous about the weekend. The boss was very wealthy with a fine home on the waterway and cars costing more than her house. The first day, an evening went well, and Arlene was delighted to have this rare glimpse into how the very wealthy live. The husband's employer was quite generous as a host, and took them to the finest restaurants. Arlene knew she would never have the opportunity to indulge in this kind of extravagance again, so was enjoying herself immensely. As the three of them were about to enter an exclusive restaurant that evening, the boss was walking slightly ahead of Arlene and her husband. He stopped suddenly, looking down at the pavement for a long, silent moment. Arlene wondered if she was supposed to pass him. There was nothing on the ground except a single darkened penny that someone had dropped, and a few cigarette butts. Still silent, the man reached down and picked up a penny. He held up and smiled, then put it in his pocket as if he had found a great treasure. How absurd! What need did this man have for a single penny? Why would he even take the time to stop and pick it up? Throughout dinner, the entire scene nagged at her. Finally, he could stand it no longer. She casually mentioned that her daughter once had a coin collection, and as if the penny he had found had been of some value. A smile crept across the man's face as he reached into his pocket for his penny and held it out for her to see. She had seen many pennies before. What was the point of this? "Look at it," he said. "Read what it says." She read the words. "United States of America?" "No, not that. Read further." "1 cent?" "No, keep reading." "In God we trust?" "Yeah." And if I trust in God, the name of the God is holy, even 1 coin, whenever I find a coin, I see the inscription. It was written on every single United States coin, but we never seem to notice it. God drops a message right in front of me telling me to trust him. Who am I to pass it by? When I see a coin, I pray and stop to see if my trust is in God. That moment, I pick the coin up in response to God. That I do trust in him. For a short time, at least. I cherish it as if it were gold. I think it is God's way of starting a conversation with me. Lucky for me, God is patient and pennies are plentiful. When I was out shopping today, I found a penny on the sidewalk. I stopped and picked it up and realized that I had been worrying and fretting in my mind about things I could not change. I read the words, "In God we trust," and I had to laugh. Yes, God, I get the message. It seems that we have been finding an inordinate number of pennies in the last few months, but then pennies are plentiful and God is patient. Here's a thought for the day. If God had a refrigerator, your picture would be on it. If he had a wallet, your photo would be in it. He sends you flowers in the spring. He sends you a sunrise in the morning. Face it, he's crazy about you. God didn't promise days without pain, laughter without sorrow, sun without rain, but he did promise strength for the day to comfort the tears and light for the way. Read this line very slowly and let it sink in. God brings you to it. He will bring you through it. I know it's kind of long, but I just kind of read it and I was like, wow. I mean, you kind of pick up a penny and you're just like, whatever, and you just kind of stick it in your pocket just so you can have a penny that you didn't have. But I mean, that story kind of makes you think. I mean, if, say you haven't been listening to God lately and he's been trying to get your attention through a bunch of different ways, and you find a penny on the ground and you are just like, oh, what the heck, and you start reading it, and then it says, "In God we trust," and then he's going to make you think about it. And I just kind of thought I needed to share that with some other people, because if you haven't gotten this message, then I'm glad you're watching this video. So, thank you for watching this, for going all the way through it with me, and I hope you watch more of our videos.